finally, after so many months and years, we finally got iOS 12.4, and this is actually the last update potentially for the iPhone 6, 6 Plus, 5S, iPod Touch 6th Gen, and some other iPads as well. And let me tell you, dude, after 7 betas, we finally got the official version of iOS 12.4, a long time coming. And if anything, this is pretty much setting Apple up for years and years of kind of looking back and seeing how the iPhone 6, 5S, 6 Plus kind of ended at. Because if you think about it, 4S didn't really end off so hot, but there was actually an update for the 4S today, which is really funny, and I'll drop a video on that later. But this update is going to be super stable as far as I can tell. They would not drop 7 betas for no reason. They wanted to refine it to make sure, because there's still a lot of users who use the iPhone 6, 6 Plus, 5S, and all those other iOS 12 devices. So they wanted to make sure that iOS 12.4 is at least as stable as it can be. It's still not perfect. I'm sure there's going to be bugs that I'm going to find, but I'm super happy that they ended it off on this note. Now, this update did come out around 400 megabytes, so not like a crazy huge update, but for a major release, it is pretty much this average of what we expected, kind of the same as 12.3, I think, if I remember correctly. Now, the coolest thing about this update is now wireless data transfer, so as soon as you're setting up your device, you can go and actually sync up your settings and your apps and all that good stuff to another iPhone, which is going to be really cool. It's going to help out a lot of new device owners who are going to go pick up a new iPhone to sync up and go from one device to the other wirelessly without having to do like an iTunes backup or anything, which in my opinion is only going to make it more easier and actually more enticing for people to go and update, so they don't have to constantly like back up all their things and go to another phone and kind of take that drag out of like updating your phone. So I think that's really smart for Apple to do. The Apple News app also got updated. I honestly don't think anybody really cares about that, but in case you wanted to see, I'm sure they put a change log on here or something like that you have to click continue here. Probably not, actually. I could be wrong. As you can see, it's still a little slow, but it's okay. Nope, turns out nope. And also within the Wallets app, there's going to be new compatibility for the new Apple Card that's going to be coming out soon. So that's going to be really cool whenever that gets released. So whenever that comes out, the iPhone 6 should be able to support that, which is going to be really cool. Now, I did run a benchmark on iOS 12.3.1, which is the last version I reviewed on this, at a multi-core score of 81,098, and I just reran it. And it did go down a little bit, but honestly, for the amount of stability and I guess the features that we're going to be getting with this specific update, it's worth it. It's so small, you're not even going to notice it. I've noticed that the speed is pretty normal for what it usually is. You know, iPhone 6 isn't the fastest device, but it definitely is comparable to what we've seen before. So far, I didn't really have any problems updating to it or anything like that, so you should be good. Just make sure you have about a gig saved on your phone when you're updating. Battery life should be the same too. They didn't say anything about battery life increasing or anything, so you should be good in that sense. But honestly, for like the last 2 months, I was waiting for this update for me to do a mid-2019 review to kind of wrap up the iPhone 6, because honestly, the iPhone 6 is a killer phone. At least it was. It still has a huge history. You know, it's definitely, it's kind of sad it stopped at iOS 13, even though in my opinion, I think it could have supported it. But ultimately, I think iOS 12.4 is a very good ending spot for the whole entire legacy devices. Now, if you want a jailbreak or something, obviously stay where you're at. But if you want the latest and greatest, obviously you can go with 12.4. There might be a jailbreak out in a couple months for 12.4, who knows? But if you have an iPhone 6 or lower, you don't care about anything, go for the 12.4 update. You won't regret it. And that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I would really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, everyone.